Hi. I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube lately of people doing their, showing their guitar collection, so I figured, why not? I'll show mine too. I'm going to do mine separately though. I'm going to do my acoustic guitars first, and then I'll do a separate video on my electric guitars. But I'll start off first with this one. This is my Cordova ukulele. It's model 20CM. Has a solid mahogany top. Tusk bridge, tusk nut, well, tusk saddle anyway. Strings just like a classical guitar. It's got some good tuners on it, and it sounds pretty good. And this is a gift from my dad. When I went to Washington, D.C., I learned how to play the ukulele while I was there, and when I came home, when they picked me up from the airport, he gave me this ukulele, and I've been playing it ever since. I think I've had it for about 5 years now. So it's a fantastic ukulele. I love it. I've been playing it a lot. And solid mahogany top, laminate mahogany backs and sides, nice neck. It's a very well made instrument. I really enjoy playing this. Alright, the next guitar that I'll show you is my Spanish guitar that I bought in Spain from Backstage Guitars in Vigo, Spain. And this is a good guitar too. This is from Alhambra, which is a company in Almeria, Spain, and this is actually made in Spain. And it's a great guitar. It has a solid cedar top, laminate mahogany back and sides, mahogany neck. It's got some nice tuners. It's got a good fingerboard. It's got a good neck, and it's just a great guitar to play classical or Spanish style music on. Paid 250 euros for it in Spain, which normally it goes for, in the US, these guitars go for $800–900. So it's a pretty good steal, pretty good price that I paid. And it's got really nice appointments. It's got a maple binding, tusk saddle, tusk nut, and I think that's about it. It's got a rosewood heel, which is always nice. The 1C is essentially the same guitar, but it's not near as fancy. The one I really wanted was the 4C, which had rosewood back and sides with a spruce top. It would have been a little bit louder than this guitar, but this one's fantastic. I enjoy playing it, and it's a great guitar. I don't really have any complaints about it, and this is a guitar I used when I taught guitar in Spain, so this has been a lot of fun, and I will definitely keep it, hold on to it, and I play it all the time, almost every day. So it's great for playing fingerstyle, classical. I've been trying to learn some flamenco stuff, but it's a some pretty difficult techniques, and a lot of stuff that I'm not really used to, especially the two-finger technique. That's something I'm definitely going to have to practice. So I'll show you another one. This is my grandfather's guitar. My grandmother bought it for him in the 70s. It's a pretty cheap guitar, but it's got a decent sound. I have it tuned to open E because it sounds pretty nice for slide. I'm not very good at slide, but it's something that I'd like to get good at some point. It's a good guitar to practice on, and it's super lightweight. It's definitely all laminate, an all laminate guitar. It was made in Korea, and it was from the Global Musical Instrument Company. And it had a white pickguard, but I took that off just because I think it looks a lot nicer this way. And yeah, it's a fun little guitar just to kind of have sitting around. You can pick it up and play it, and with an open tuning, open E. Sounds sounds relatively decent. So, and it's got a nice color, nice little sunburst to it there too. So that's really nice. And this guitar here was a gift from my neighbor back when I was a senior in high school. It's an Ibanez AE18, made in Korea. I think it's from 2000, early like 2001 or 2002. He used to play in a local band here called, can't even remember the name of it, but he used to use this guitar when he would play shows and stuff all the time. It's got a pickup in it. It's not the greatest sounding pickup in the world, but it works. And it's got a pretty nice neck. The frets are pretty nicely dressed. I actually dropped this guitar one time and it cracked open right here, and then I glued it, but because the edges were so sharp, I just went ahead and put camouflage tape on it, just because why not? And didn't really suffer any other damage than that, just huge humongous crack right here. And all laminate woods, nothing really fancy. These were not expensive guitars, brand new, and but you know, it sounds okay. It sounds pretty nice. And it's got a nice color. I'm not a big fan of red guitars, but you know, I call this one Big Red, and you know, it works. I've played a show with it once or twice, just plugging in through a PA, and that was essentially all I needed at the time. And it's a comfortable guitar to play. Not difficult at all. Action's nice. It was really high when I got it, but I fixed it with I just adjusted the truss rod. Okay. This is a guitar I really love. This is a Fender DG8 in natural finish. This is a solid top, solid spruce top. So it's a pretty decent quality guitar. It was made in China, but that's okay with me. I mean, as long as it plays great and sounds good. I think that we're trying to model this after a D18 because it looks almost exactly like a D18. I got this from a friend of mine's dad, who my friend, she committed suicide, and then her dad gave me this guitar. So this is a nice way. This is a nice way to remember her. This was her guitar, so. Yep, with a solid top, and it sounds pretty good. Laminate mahogany back and sides, but you know, the top's what's most important. And I string it up with 12 gauge strings, and it sounds really good. It's a good, comfortable gauge for this scale length. Fenders usually have a little bit of a longer scale length, so I figured I'd string it up with 12s instead of 13s. So it makes it a little bit more comfortable. All right. All right, now here's a really special guitar. This is an Alpine GA-202, another guitar made in China, but this is actually the guitar I learned how to play guitar on about 8.5 years ago, and I've had it with me ever since. And it was relatively new looking, brand new looking when I started playing it, but doesn't look like that anymore. It's got pieces of paint and stuff missing, and it's got dents and scratches all over it, and it's been very well loved. It's got a fantastic neck. It's comfortable. The fingerboard is really nice. The frets don't stick out or anything. The action's perfect. A little bit lower than what I'm used to, but I mean, it's a guitar. It's so easy to play. Like, just. And it's got a really nice sound. I don't know what the woods are. Probably laminated wood all throughout, and I can't really tell because the whole guitar is black. But it's nice because it looks like Johnny Cash's Martin D35, and that's what I really like about it. And it's pretty classy looking guitar. Nice cream color binding all throughout. I don't believe that's an ebony bridge. I think it's some kind of wood that they painted over. Same with the fingerboard, but you know. I've had this guitar for a long time and I've played it a lot, and I don't plan on sending it off anywhere. I'm going to keep it and continue to play it because I just really like it. It sounds pretty good and it's comfortable to play, and it's just another one that I have lying around that is fun to pick up and just kind of jam on whenever you want. And it's pretty loud, so that's another thing too. That's the reason why I like it. Alright, and I believe I've got one more. This one's probably my favorite acoustic that I have. This is my Taylor GS Mini. This was a gift from my grandmother when I drove her to South Dakota about 3 years ago, and we went and checked out a music store, and she told me to pick out a guitar as long as it was under $1,000, and this is the one I picked out. Sounds amazing. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Taylor GS Minis, but it's nice because it's a solid spruce top, sapelli back and sides, which is really similar to mahogany. I've played a lot of guitars with sapelli on the back and sides, and I actually prefer the sound of sapelli over mahogany, just because it's a little bit brighter, a little bit snappier. I believe it has a sapelli neck too, but I'm not 100% sure. It's got a real ebony fingerboard and bridge. It's got nice tuners, 23.5-inch scale, and it's a satin finish guitar, so there's no thick coating dampening anything, so it's pretty nice. This is a loud guitar. This is the smallest guitar that I have outside of my grandfather's, but this is definitely the loudest one. I thought it sounded really nice when I tried it out in the store when I bought it, or when my grandmother bought it, I should say. But now that it's been 3 years and I've just been ripping on this thing all the time, you know, it sounds so much better. You know, every strum improves the guitar, so it's definitely been opening up. And sometimes I'll lay it against a speaker when I'm playing music, or if I'm playing louder music just in the room or something, I'll lay it against a speaker, and that kind of opens up the top as well. And most of the guitars are stringed with 13 to 56 gauge strings. I like to use Martin SP strings. I think those are really nice. They're not terribly expensive, but they sound great. They're not by any means like strings that'll last forever. I just play a lot, so I find myself stringing this guitar about every week and a half to 2 weeks, just because the sound gets dead, but it's because I play it all the time. So I'd pick it up for at least 30 minutes to an hour a day, this particular guitar right here. And being as small as it is it's kind of a nice, it's both strumming and finger style guitar. I usually play with my fingers on this guitar just because that's, I prefer to play with my fingers anyway. And it has a pickup in it. I bought it with, I went ahead and got it with the Taylor Nanomag pickup that installs, there's a clip underneath the neck, underneath the fingerboard, that you just slide this pickup in, and then you run the wire just to the back jack, and then they give you a piece to replace the strap button. So it's pretty nice. It's not an undersaddle pickup, so it doesn't have that snappy, snappy nasally sound like an acoustic, like most acoustic electric guitars do. But it's passive too, so I don't need to worry about batteries. There's no volume or any controls like that, but it's nice. You just plug it in, play it, and you don't ever have to worry about a battery dying or anything like that. There are definitely better sounding pickups out there, but for this guitar, to get it with a discount, because I got it with the pickup, it's not a bad deal, and it works great for anything that I need it for. It's super lightweight, came with a gig bag, a padded gig bag, so it's easy to travel with, but it's also just a really great guitar to pick up and play, and it sounds fantastic. So yep, I love this one. This is probably my favorite acoustic guitar, and this is definitely, out of all the guitars I own, this is definitely the one that I play the most. I don't think I have anything more to add to that, so I will get working on the electric video.